Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. I just got a new camera and I wanted to do a trial and error video. So today I'm going to try out some art supplies that I got from my grandmother for Christmas that I haven't tried out yet. And I'm just starting out by making a pot of tea that I'm going to drink while I'm working. So the camera is a Nikon D3400. And it was a birthday present from my parents that I didn't get to actually get until like 4 months after my birthday. But I'm really excited to work with it and make better content for you guys. This is my workstation. As you saw, I lit the candle and prepared the tea. These are the test packs that my grandmother got me. They are by a French company whose name I can't pronounce, and I'm using a watercolor paper block from Tiger. It's 300 grams. And this first test pack is watercolors. There are 5 in there. The first one is a yellow, second is red, third is blue, and fourth is a burnt orange, and the final one is a gray that's kind of blackish. So I'm using the lid as a palette and squeezing a little bit out on there. So the good thing about this type of watercolor is that you can mix the perfect color in bigger quantities, and then when it dries you can just add water and then you have the same color again, which is perfect for if you're working on bigger pieces that take several days. So the paste is quite thick and you can actually apply it without any water, but you're going to lose a lot of product that way because even when you add water, it is pretty pigmented. This orange one is a mix between the red and the yellow. They mix pretty well, but they're not as pigmented as when you just use the color straight out of the tube, which makes sense. So I'm deciding to make a rainbow out of the different colors, just because to me those are the brightest colors and the colors I use the most. I was really into this marine blue. It's very pigmented and it's very bright. Though I wasn't a fan of the purple I ended up mixing. It was a bit too muddy for me. And then I made a pink by diluting the red one. This is the burnt orange, and this is the gray that's kind of almost a black, which I'm a fan of. I really love how this looks. My candle went out while I was taking a break, so I lit it again because I love candles and I think they're so atmospheric. I love the smell of burnt matchsticks. I think it's so cozy. So watercolor is probably one of my favorite mediums besides ink. I think that it's so fun to work with and I really love how it looks. So now I'm trying out the oil pastels. There are also 5 in this package, I think. No, wait, 6. The same colors except no burnt orange, and instead there's a white and a green, as you can see here. So the colors kind of lay on top of this kind of paper, which is why I'm using my fingers to blend it in a little better. It's very obvious that I don't know anything about oil pastels. This is not how you're supposed to work with them, but it was just my attempt at like seeing how actually pigmented they were, and I mixed some of the colors, the orange and the purple, and I actually really liked the results. You have to separate the pages of this watercolor block that I'm working with, because all the pages are glued together and I've ruined so many pages by doing this the wrong way. So now I'm using a small pocket knife that I thrifted a while back. And now I'm actually going to try to paint something. I'm pulling up a reference photo and drawing an outline. It is a rotten orange, just like the sculpture that I've made recently and shared on my Instagram. It's called Ripe and Ruin, and it's a beaded artwork that shows a rotten orange. I think it's so interesting to work with like the theme of rot and microbiology. When I took a biology class in high school, I was so fascinated in the course that we had about microbiology and about rot and fungi and stuff. I think that it's such a cool tiny world out there. I added some change, which I didn't film because the camera had run out of battery, unfortunately. But I'm really loving the burnt orange for the shadows on this project. I really love working with these colors. They're very easy to mix and easy to add water to. Like, some of them dried during this process and they worked just as well when I added water to them as when they were just wet out of the tube. So this far I was actually really happy with both my painting and also the process of filming it. I think it went really well, and I actually really liked how the camera caught the depth of my setup here. I think it's always important when you're working on an art piece to have a work setup that you feel comfortable in, that you want to sit in and that you want to work in. Overall, this is a really nice watercolor palette, and I might get more of the colors that they actually supply. So this was kind of how it ended up looking, but in the next clip I add a bit more of shadows where I mix the burnt orange and a bit of red and then also some black to add some dimples. I think it's so nice to sit down and have quality time with yourself where you indulge in whatever emotions you're feeling and whatever fantasies you carry around with you, and to me it really helps to have art as a way to do that. Thank you guys so much for watching. That was all for today. You know, like and subscribe and all that, and I might do more videos like this. Bye! Also, I wanted to mention really quickly that I know I had a third test pack that I didn't try out on camera. It was because I opened it and all of the oil sticks were completely vacuum sealed into very hard plastic, and I just really didn't feel like cutting them out of there and maybe damaging them, so I figured I would kind of try to figure that out outside the video, if you were wondering about that.